A new jobs report released from the Department of Workforce Services, and Utah's unemployment rate goes up, but only slightly. Jumping from 4.6% to 4.7%, the state of Utah created 28,200 jobs, and we have a job growth rate of 2.2%. Let's take a look at what those numbers mean. First of all, a little bit of an issue there. You've got unemployment on the increase just slightly, and you have an increase in the total number of jobs. That's the good kind of uptick in the overall unemployment rate. That means more people who were on the sidelines, those frustrated workers, are back in the workforce. They may be having a little bit of a challenge finding jobs, but there are more people looking for a job, and that means the unemployment rate goes up despite the fact that we have job growth. Now, let's compare Utah to the U.S. The U.S. unemployment rate remains at 7.6%, Utah now at 4.7%. So the state continues to outperform the national picture. When it comes to job growth, the state of Utah 2.2%, as I mentioned, the United States at 1.7%. So still growing at a much faster rate than the United States overall. Now, what we have to understand is that the state of Utah was clipping along at a very, very fast growth pace when it comes to jobs. We were around 4% for a couple of months back in the spring. That started to dip down into the mid-3s and then the high 2s last month, now down to 2.2%. I talked earlier today with Natalie Gochner, the chief economist of the Salt Lake Chamber. She says we are starting to see that slow boil effect of the cuts made by sequestration. So it wasn't going to come all at once. It was going to be sort of a slow boil. And of course, this month we had some news of some sequestration and cutbacks hitting at Hill Air Force Base. We'll see how that plays in to the economic report going on beyond that. We've got the entire report from the Department of Workforce Services available on our blog. You can find the link there and get into the numbers yourself. But overall, unemployment, yes, ticks up just a little bit. Still a very solid jobs report for the state of Utah, but a few areas for concern.